Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we shall learn about volume of solid figures in geometry. This topic is given in the syllabus of 2022 Gpstr exam. So before moving to the video, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon. Hence you will get the notifications of all the videos we upload here, mainly related to Gpstr exams, CET and Central TET of mathematics and science concepts. Okay, you have already learnt about the basics of geometry. So since we are focusing on the examination point of view, I am directly moving to the formulae and then the problems to solve. So here we are not explaining how we get this formula actually. You would have learnt already, I hope so. So later, if there is time before the exams, we will make videos on this formula separately. But now I am directly moving to the solutions. Before that, a small recapitulation of formulae for solid figures. The formula to calculate volume of a cube is a cube. For cuboid, length into breadth into height. For cylinder, pi r square h. Cone, 1 by 3 pi r square h. Sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube. For hemisphere, 2 by 3 pi r cube. For spherical shell, 4 by 3 pi of r cube minus small r cube. Spherical shell, this r will be for the outer circle and small r for the inner circle. And volume of prism, V is equal to area of the base into height of the prism. So we can write V is equal to B into H. Now we shall solve few problems related to volume. The circumference of a base of 12 meter high conical tent is 66 meter. Find the volume of the air contained in it. So what are the keywords in the question? Mark down volume and conical. So it's about the volume of a cone we have to find out. What is the formula to calculate volume of a cone? V is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. Let us list out what is given. The circumference of a base of a 12 meter high conical tent. So it is 12 meter high, height is equal to 12 meter. Circumference is 66 meter. Find the volume, V is equal to question mark. To find the volume, we require R and H value because pi value we know and this is a constant. Hence, only H value is given, height is given. How to calculate R? We know for the base of the cone, it is a circular in shape. So we know the formula to calculate circumference of the circle, that is C is equal to 2 pi R. Make R a subject of the formula, take the 2 pi other side, it becomes C by 2 pi. R is equal to C by 2 pi. Substitute the value of this. C is equal to 66 divided by 2 into pi is 22 by 7 if you substitute in the denominator. I am taking this to the numerator, so it becomes 7 by 22. And on solving this, 2 11s are 22 and 6 11s are again 2 1s are 3 2s are 3 7s are 21 divided by 2. You can keep this in this ratio form only. So, R value, you don't take the decimal here, it will be easy for substitution and cancelling. So R is equal to 21 by 2 meter. Hence substitute value of R square now. Again don't multiply here, just substitute R into R. 1 by 3, pi value is 22 by 7, R value is 21 by 2 into 21 by 2 into 12. So wherever the possible way of cancelling, you can simplify it. 7 1s are, 7 3s are, you can cancel. Again 2 1s are, 2 11s are 22. So here anything else? 2 1s are, 2 6 are. Again 3 1s are, 3 7s are. So you can cancel and find the final answer by multiplying the remaining terms. That gives us the answer 1386 meter cube. So this is the answer. Volume of the air contained in the conical tent is 1386 meter cube. For volume unit is meter cube. Okay. We shall solve the next one. How many 3 centimeter cubes can be cut from a cuboid measuring 18 centimeter into 12 centimeter into 9 centimeter? So look at the question here. Mark the keywords. It's about cube and cuboid. Together they have given, and some value of cuboid is given. That is given in case of measurements. So length into breadth into height, we can take that. They have asked how many cubes can be cut from the cuboid measuring this much of dimensions. So number of cubes cut from here. We know cube value is also given for 3 centimeter. Therefore this is the volume of the cuboid. Hence by dividing volume of a cuboid by volume of each cube gives us the answer. Number of cubes cut is equal to volume of the cuboid is 18 in length into breadth into height, that is the value it's given here. So 18 into 12 into 9 divided by volume of each cube. Okay. So volume of cube is equal to a cube, we know. So a cube, a value is 3 centimeter. So 3 into 3 into 3. Whatever the possible ways of cancelling, you cancel and simplify it. Hence answer is 72. Next one. A right circular cone is of height 3.6 centimeter and radius of its base is 1.6 centimeter. It is melted and recast into another right circular cone with radius of its base as 1.2 centimeter. Find the height of the cone so formed. So the keywords are here about circular cone. There is first cone and another cone, second cone, and we have to find the height of the cone. So it is about to calculate the volume. From the volume formula we can calculate the height. So what are given? A right circular cone is of height 3.6 centimeter. So let us take for the first cone height is 3.6 centimeter H1. The radius of its base is 1.6 centimeter. So R1 let us take as 1.6 centimeter. It is melted and recast into another right circular cone with radius of its base is 1.2 centimeter. R2 is 1.2. Find the height of the cone so formed. So H2 we have to find out. So here we can write V1 is equal to V2. Volume of the first cone is equal to volume of the second cone, because the same cone is melted and recast into another right circular cone. So you can write like this: V1 is equal to V2, and you know the formula to calculate volume of a cone. V is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. So on either sides you have to write for V1 1 by 3 pi r1 square h. H1 is equal to 1 by 3 pi r2 square h2. Substitute the values of this. 1 by 3 is constant, and this side get cancels. 1 by 3 1 by 3, even pi get cancels. Only what is remaining? R1 square into H1, R2 square into H2. So R1 square is value is 1.6 whole square, you substitute. H1 value 3.6. On the other side, R2 value is 1.2 whole square, and H2 you have to keep as it is. We have to find out, and hence you no need to write this multiply and substitute here. In this case of mensuration part, for the calculation, whenever you find like this square, you just split that and just write like this. 1.6 whole square is 1.6 into 1.6, right, like this only, into 3.6 divided by 1.2 comes to the denominator, 1.2 into 1.2, and hence you can cancel. Here you can simplify it if it is in the decimal places. Shift one decimal to the right side. 3.6 become 36. Even in the denominator also you have to shift 1 point. 1.2 become 12. Hence you made this 2 as whole numbers. Same way next one also. 1.6 you can write as 16 by shifting 1 point. Denominator also you have to shift 1 point. 1.2 can be written as 12. So like this you can simplify. It will be easy for calculation or direct calculation. If you want, if you know, if you can directly cancel, no problem. you can. Then you simplify this. On simplifying, we are getting the answer as 6.4 centimeter. Therefore, the height of the new cone is 6.4 centimeter. We shall move to the next one. A solid spherical ball of iron with radius 6 centimeter is melted and cast into 3 solid spherical balls. The radii of the 2 balls are 3 centimeter and 4 centimeter respectively. Determine the diameter of the third ball. So here there is a spherical ball of radius 6 centimeter and this is melted and recast into 3 small spherical balls. So their radius are given here. This first ball's radius is 3 centimeter. For second one it is 4 centimeter. Third one's radius we have to find out. They told to find the diameter of that. So let us calculate the radius first and then we can multiply by 2. We'll get the diameter of the last ball. Okay. So actually this big ball is melted and made this 3-1. So we can take volume of the ball melted is equal to total volume of the 3 balls formed, right? So we know the volume of the sphere. Formula to calculate volume of the sphere, what all involved there? It is 1V of radius involved, okay, with all constant values. So we can substitute for that. Let the radius of the third ball is equal to R3 centimeter. Total volume of 3 balls formed is equal to volume of the ball melted, big ball, and here 3 balls. Therefore, total volume of 3 balls be, the formula to calculate volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So for the first one you can take as the radius as r1. Second case 4 by 3 pi r2, 4 by 3 into pi r3 and whole cube for r respectively, which is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So we can substitute the value of r1 and r2. If you take r1 as 3 centimeter, r2 is 4 centimeter, r3 we need to calculate. We have considered that as a third ball's radius and we know the r value, radius of the big ball here 6 centimeter. You can substitute. Be careful with the substitutions here. In this case you see it is cube. So 3 times you have to multiply. In all this case 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi, and here also 4 by 3 pi is common in this. So in the next step we take it out common, 4 by 3 pi. Here you can cancel, or directly in the previous step also you can cancel. In order to explain I have written this again. So 4 by 3 into pi get cancels. 3 cube, it means 3 into 3 into 3. 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, and 4 cube, 4 you have to multiply 3 times, then 64, r cube, r3 cube, which is equal to 6 to the power of 3. So 6 to the power of 3 gives us 216 and adding this all gives us 91, and we need the value of r3 cube. Therefore you shift this 91 to the right side, it becomes minus 91. 216 minus 91 is 125. So r3 cube it is, take the cube root of 125. Cube root of 125 is 5. It means 5 you have to multiply 3 times. 5 5s are 25, 25 5s are 125. Therefore r3 value is 5 centimeter. We got only the radius of the third ball. Therefore diameter of the third ball is 2 into radius. Twice of the radius gives us the diameter, that is 2 5s are 10 centimeter. So this is the answer. So in this type of questions, when you look at the question, don't get panic, try to understand, take a little few seconds extra time to make a short given list, or sometime you can underline here, check for the keywords. Okay, so you can fetch marks easily. Actually there's nothing to do here, much of calculations. Okay, you can, if you know the formula, direct substitution and direct calculation only. So be careful while substituting, you can get easy marks in mensuration actually. Okay. Next we shall move to the concept of frustum of cone. So what it is, frustum of cone? If a plane cuts a right circular cone, you take a right circular cone like this, and there is a plane which cuts here. A plane which cuts a right circular cone parallel to its base. This is the base, parallel to the base, and the upper small cone is removed. This part is removed. Okay. Then the remaining part of the cone containing the base, this part which is in blue here, is called as frustum of cone. So you might have already learnt this revision. Let us just have a look of all this small little terms which is used here with the formulae. Okay. So this part upper, there is a cone with a base. Here in the lower part you can find this is the frustum of cone. It does not have a conical shape on the top. It has a two circular shapes here like this. Base, one is base, the other top is also circular in shape. Therefore you can compare this radius and height and length of this cone, slant height. So for the first, this part, R1 is the radius, H1 is the height, and L1 is the slant height or the length. So in order not to get confused with the values here, for the following we just take this as small r, h and L. Okay. For the second part, that is for the frustum of the cone, R2 is the radius and H2 is the height, L2 is the length. So again I take capital R, H and L not to get confused with the first and second one. And the relation, how do you take this relation between these two? You can express this in ratio R by H, small r, H by H, L by L. We can equate this. Or you can also equate R1 by R1, here R1 by R2, H1 by H2, L1 by L2 also you can compare. But since we are taking this R1 and R2 for the next one, let us not get confused. You can choose this formula. And in the frustum of the cone, L is the slant height of the frustum. You see this part L, and H is the height. R1 is the radius of the bottom base. This bottom base, here you take this as R1. Okay. So where that is, it is larger part, large, bigger size. Suppose if it is inverted like this in case of a flower pot. So this part, upper top one, you take as R1, so that it will be easy for you to substitute for the remaining direct formula, which for circumference is large, that part you take for the radius of R1. Okay. And R1 is the radius of the bottom base and R2 is the radius of the top base. Then here you have the formula. You can substitute for the L. L square is equal to H square plus R1 minus R2 whole square. Therefore L value is equal to square root of H square plus R1 minus R2 whole square. So since we are focusing on examination point of view, not explaining all this formula, how we get it. In the following classes we will see, if there is time we can explain in detail. But now for the exam we can focus on the formula and the solutions for the problems. And the formula to calculate LSA, that is also called as CSA of the frustum of cone, is pi of R1 plus R2 into L. And for TSA, total surface area, is pi of R1 plus R2 of L plus R1 square plus R2 square. For volume of a frustum, 1 by 3 pi into H, R1 square plus R2 square plus R1 into R2. So now let us solve few sums based on frustum of cone. A flower vase is in form of frustum of cone. The perimeter of the ends are 44 centimeter and 8.4 pi centimeter. If the depth is 14 centimeter, find how much water it can hold. So how much it can hold, it means we have to calculate the volume. Okay, how much it can contain. And rough diagram you can draw. Flower vase. So here, as I told, this for the bigger circle with the large circumference, you can take as R1 radius of the first one, and this you can take as R2 radius of the smaller circle, and height is given as depth. Depth is nothing but height, 14 centimeter, and the perimeters are given for these two circles. Perimeters of the ends are 44 and 8.4 centimeter. Okay, and first one, this you can take as 44, and this you can take as 8.4. Hence you can take as R1 and R2 respectively. Therefore you can write the given, list out the given. C1 is equal to 44 centimeter, and you know the formula to calculate circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r. Since you take as C1 is equal to 2 pi r1, you can take, that is 44 centimeter. Here R1 value we need, so shift this 2 pi to the other side, becomes 44 divided by 2 pi, and 2 ones are 2 22s are. So here don't substitute the values and calculate it, you can wait because it may cancel in the next term, or if you cancel by writing this pi value on, simplify this also, no problem, but don't calculate for the decimal places, it will be difficult. Okay, so R1 value we got as 22 by pi. Take C2 value now, circumference of the second part. C2 is equal to 8.4 pi centimeter. We need the value of R2, therefore circumference formula we substitute 2 pi into R circumference with the radius R2. 2 pi R2 is equal to 8.4 pi centimeter. We need the value of R2, so shift this 2 pi other side. You can cancel or simplify this 2 ones are 8.4, you can write as 4.2. Pi get cancels here. You see here there is a pi in the numerator, pi in the denominator, get cancelled. Therefore R2 value you get as 4.2 centimeter only. And what else is given? Depth is given. H is equal to 14 centimeter, that is nothing but height. Volume we have to calculate. The formula to calculate volume of the frustum is 1 by 3 pi h R1 square plus R2 square plus R1 into R2. So substitute for the remaining values, pi value substitute, h value, and R1 R2 you have calculated here, substitute that, and you can solve square of this 22 by pi. You can substitute and take this pi to the numerator, that becomes 7 by 22. So you know how to substitute this, and be careful with this addition sign. Okay, you get these answers, add them up, you are getting 96.04 into 44 by 3. Therefore on solving you are getting answer as 1408.58 centimeter cube. This is the answer. So actually this kind of questions will be given for descriptive type only, not for multiple choice, because too lengthy. They may give for descriptive type questions. Okay friends, now I think we have covered most of the part in mensuration part related to Gpstr exam 2022. In the following videos we will try to solve the other concept which is given in the syllabus. So if you like the video, don't forget to give a like, and in the next classes we will continue with the physics and chemistry classes also. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support and valuable comments.